internet has been cut off, there has been a curfew imposed, military has been called, and this is a full frontal repression on people struggling, for students struggling for democracy. And as the People Struggle Alliance, we stand with the struggling students, we stand with their demands, and we demand that the Bangladeshi government stop the repression on students and people. But this is not only about Bangladesh and Bangladeshi people. One of the things which we have been seeing on the internet is how Bangladeshi people are connecting their struggles to the Sri Lankan Aragalia, and how we have been connecting with the Bangladeshi struggle, because so much of the pictures and the news and the videos which are emerging reminds us of the 2022 uprising. It reminds us of our own uprising, of our own Aragalia, because in 2022, what happened? In 2022, 1 million people came to the streets, and we said we do not want a corrupt executive president, and we chased him. We chased him out of power. An executive president who was considered to be invincible by the state. 1 million people came and crushed his power to dust, because that is what people can do. And what is the message we sent to the state is that the president can be, the executive president can think himself to be invincible. The parliament can think itself to be all powerful, but the parliament, the president, the government, and the judiciary is exercising our powers, the powers of the people in our trust. And when these organs of the government violate the trust of the people will come together and reclaim this power we have vested in these organs of the government. So that is the message which we took forward from the 2022 Aragalia. Now we come back to the present situation of this so-called election crisis. In fact, there is no crisis. The constitution is very clear. The president's term is only 5 years, and at the end of the term, he should leave office, call an election, and allow people to vote. But what is this Ranil Wickremesinghe, an unelected president, doing? First, he brings out his ministers to say, we might hold the elections, we might not hold the election. Then he gets people to file cases, asking the Supreme Court to determine the term of the president. Then he circulates a rumor saying that he's going to publish a gazette which is going to dissolve parliament, so that first-time MPs will not get their pensions. So therefore, they will be compelled to vote for this new constitutional amendment. And finally, he has come up with this new constitutional amendment, and completely confusing people. The question which people are asking is, what is this Article 83? Why should we go for a referendum at this point? Can we actually go for a referendum at this point? There is a presidential election coming. Will the election be held? That is the question which people are asking. Will an election be held? So essentially what the unelected president is doing is holding our right to vote, our right to franchise in suspension. He is holding us at ransom and saying, I may hold the election, I may not hold the election, and throwing these various tricks before us. Now, what is this Article 83? We have to explain that also. The confusion on this Article 83. First of all, I want to tell people there is no confusion. The Constitution is very clear. It says the President shall hold office for 5 years. The only issue is in Article 83, there is a provision which says if the President's term is to be extended for more than 6 years, then any amendment which is going to be brought about has to go before a referendum. Now, yes, there is a small discrepancy in the Constitution, but that has nothing to do with the fact that the Constitution is very clear in terms of the time a president can hold office. So irrespective of what Article 83 says or not, what I'm urging people is not to get caught up in these constitutional questions. Because the fundamental principle of the Constitution, the fundamental tenet of our Constitution is that the sovereignty is in the people. Now, how do we exercise this sovereignty? We exercise it through franchise, through our fundamental rights. That is how we exercise. So that is the fundamental tenet of a Constitution, that the sovereignty is with the people. And what the President is doing now is he's playing with the sovereignty by holding our election, our right to elect our representatives in suspension. And for that, I am asking all of you to oppose, irrespective of where you stand in the political spectrum. Now, why has this happened? Post 2022 Aragalia, we all said Gota has gone home. Ranil Wickremesinghe came to power. Some of us believe that it's fine, we like Ranil Wickremesinghe. He is the only guy who can get us out of crisis, which is also now happening to be not true. And we all majority of us went to sleep while workers have been struggling. Plantation workers are today struggling for a decent living wage. Students have been struggling for free education. So groups of people have been struggling, but the people with political power, the middle class of this country, has gone to sleep. And when we go to sleep, what happens is the democracy has also gone to sleep, and people like Ranil Wickremesinghe is completely abusing the situation. So if you want democracy to be active again, if you want our right to vote to be protected, I'm urging you to come on to the streets. Come on to the streets to struggle and protest and to protect our own democracy. Come on to the streets to condemn the brutal repression on the Bangladeshi student. Come on to the streets to condemn what Israel is doing to Palestine and for the protection and the rights of the Palestinian people. But most importantly, come on to the streets to protect our democracy, because just like many of us have gone to sleep, our democracy also seems to be sleeping right now if we just wait for the election and not struggle to ensure the fundamental tenet of our constitution, which is that the power of the state is always in the people. That has to be protected. For that, we have to continue to struggle.
You're watching the Lifetraveler channel.